Sheriff Todd Baxter. My name is Chris Chichester. I live at 26 Sanders Farm Drive in Penfield, and I have never committed a crime. On your official website, you have the Code of Ethics. From your Code of Ethics, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is committed to securing a safe community and maintaining the trust and respect of those we serve by providing exemplary law enforcement and correctional services. Trust and respect. First time I encountered employees from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office was 2012. You were not in office. Patrick O'Flynn was. I lived in Webster with my then girlfriend Laura. And we lived on the second floor of an apartment complex. And on the first floor is an individual with Tourette's syndrome. And because of this affliction from this man, he would behave in ways that neither Laura or I ever experienced. And what he would do is create a noise by throwing things in his residence and screaming that we had never heard before anywhere we had lived previously. And he would also concoct reasons to call the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, and he did this with the neighbors. So, one night or early morning, it is 3 a.m., and we hear screaming from him and noise below us. We're sleeping in bed. And then there is a pounding on our door. I now know that pounding on my door from your employees. So, Laura and I get out of bed. I walk to the door. Laura is behind me. And I open up the door, and there are two Monroe County Sheriff Office employees there. I'm standing there in my t-shirt and boxer shorts. And the Monroe County Sheriff employee standing in front of me grabbed my t-shirt, just like this t-shirt I'm wearing, and he was a lot larger than me, pulled me into the hallway and threw me up against the wall. I came off the wall, and I stuck my finger in his face, and I told him that if he wasn't wearing that uniform right now, I would have tried to break his jaw. So, the Monroe County Sheriff Office employee standing behind him doesn't say anything about this. I look over to Laura. She doesn't say anything either. So they left. Welcome to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Chris Chichester. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office is committed to securing a safe community and maintaining the trust and respect of those we serve by providing exemplary law enforcement correctional services. That's a lie. It is so obviously patently a lie. On the Monroe County Sheriff's Office website, all contacts are conducted with courtesy and compassion. All contacts are conducted with courtesy and compassion. I take my dog for his walk one day alongside my residence. This Nancy Dooley from this Business Consumer Insights at 2025 Penfield Road is pulling away in her car. You're already descending on me from these fanatics, these Kool-Aid drinkers at this business. So I say to her, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you, when she's just idling in her car. And then she calls the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to my house. Falsely reporting an incident is a crime. How is it possible to come to my house because I essentially told her to fuck off? So you knock on my door. I open the door. I walk to the center of the living room, and there's Deputy Savino right there in my face. What did you say to the woman in the car? I said, what the fuck you looking at? Fuck you. And he says, don't swear at me. You're coming to my house to tell me how to talk, Todd Baxter? Quote, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office achieves excellence in service and operations by anticipating and responding to the ever-changing needs of our community. Excellence in service is coming to my house to tell me how to talk, Todd Baxter. Excellence in service. Your office is populated by fanatics and extremists and degenerates, and you, Todd Baxter, are consumed by hatred. I have never committed a crime, Todd Baxter, and you've abridged my civil and constitutional rights twice. Who owns this land, Todd Baxter? It's the land next to my house. Who owns it? Who owns this land, Layla Kumar and Nairaj? There it is from a different angle right there. Who owns this land, Sheriff Todd Baxter? Who owns this land, Nairaj and Layla Kumar? No one owns that land. Nairaj Shah, 2033 Penfield Road. Layla Kumar Shah, 2033 Penfield Road. You don't own the land alongside and behind my house because you do not have the required documentation that proves ownership. You know what I received from these parasites? Nothing. What I received previously from them is this. I spoke to the Monroe County Office of Real Property. No record whatsoever of land ownership alongside my house from Layla Kumar and Nairaj Shah. And then when I spoke to your employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, I said to him, send me the documentation. Send it to me that proves they own this land alongside and behind my house, and I didn't receive anything. So I'm telling them that they don't own this land. I'm showing you the picture of it, which is so obvious that nobody owns this land. How does anybody own this land alongside my house? Tell me. They don't have the documentation. Monroe County Office of Real Property can't confirm it. Your employee, I spoke to, I said to him, send me the documentation. And I didn't receive anything from him. So. What's going to happen to me should never happen to an innocent American. And you, Todd Baxter, don't know what a crime is. You don't know what a crime is in Monroe County, New York State, the United States of America, the entire planet Earth, Todd Baxter. I'm 54 years old. And before you descended on me with your two fucking disgusting arrests, I've never been arrested, and I still have not committed a crime. I have never committed a crime, Todd Baxter. No one owns that land. This is not a document that proves land ownership. I told them they don't own this land and receive anything. Here he comes. This toothless grass-cutting loser. I come outside, I stand right here. And then Steve Desmond, a private citizen, gets on his phone. You're empowering the private citizen to deliver 6 of you degenerates to my house. 6 of you are going to be here. You're planning this, Todd Baxter. You are planning to have me in handcuffs on my front lawn as an innocent man. How is it a crime, Todd Baxter, to walk outside, stand here, be outside for 30 seconds, say they don't own that land, and walk back in my house. How is that a crime, degenerate Todd Baxter? I'm walking through this parking lot for the 4,000th time, and there's Nayraj Shah screaming at me, losing his mind. And then he goes to your office, Todd Baxter. And what you do is you put this camera on this building. That's your camera, Todd Baxter, also known as a surveillance device, because I was on it. You put a camera on a building for me. You bought a camera at 2025 Penfield Road for me. This is your taxpayer subsidized camera, also called a surveillance device, on this building right here. That's it, Todd Baxter. This is undeniable. And you'll lie about it. You will lie about this, despite the fact that I'm showing it to you when I was on it. I'm going to explain that. And I've demanded the video 50 plus times, and you refuse to send it to me because I'm not committing any crime, Todd Baxter. So, this guy gets on his tractor. He comes by here on land that has no ownership, Todd Baxter. No one owns this land, Todd Baxter, Layla Kumar, Nayraj Shah. I come outside. Desmond gets on his phone. I'm looking at Desmond. I walk back in my house. And then I see this deputy Maya crash land on her face in my backyard. Now, this deputy Maya, warrant advised, do I have the right, Todd Baxter, to know the salary from this sickening, nauseating, disgusting, repulsive liar, Deputy Meyer? I spoke to her for an hour on the phone. I'm unaware of the fact that she's writing a warrant for my arrest. And it doesn't matter what I have to say. And she has a bizarre, oddball way of talking. Have you noticed that about her? I had to hold the phone back and look at it when I'm talking to her. And I knew when I was talking, she's not listening to anything I have to say, because your repulsive, disgusting, nauseating hack is writing a warrant for my arrest for walking through a parking lot I've walked through 4,000 times. She's writing a warrant for my arrest for any of my neighbors. What about the 200 people that walked through that parking lot after the fireworks at Harris Grant Park on June 30th? What would the mothers and fathers at Penfield High School think if you arrested a Penfield High School band student walking through that parking lot? Did you have a warrant advised for Penfield High School band student? Because they were walking through that parking lot on June 30th. If you had a Penfield High School band student in handcuffs for walking through that parking lot, the mothers and fathers at Penfield High School would descend on 130 South Plymouth Avenue with rage. Yet, I'm on my front lawn in handcuffs and my neighbor Adam watches. What's the difference between me and a Penfield High School band student? Why didn't you arrest a Penfield High School band student for walking through that parking lot? This is the accusatory instrument. Walking through the parking lot, it says. Where's my 14th Amendment right to equal protection of the laws? This Nayraj and Layla Kumar Shah are the two most bankrupt individuals I've ever encountered in my life. You have abridged my civil and constitutional rights because of these bankrupt individuals. You do not know what a crime is in Monroe County. You do not know the behavior that constitutes a crime, Todd Baxter. And it's going to get even worse for me than this. I have never committed a crime, Todd Baxter. Layla Kumar Shah refused. Layla Kumar Shah refused. Layla Kumar Shah refused. Nayraj Shah refused. You see that, Nayraj? You're screaming at me. Return to sender. Why are you returning that mail to me, Nayraj? What do you think was in here? Daylight shot again. Return to sender. They're not the only ones afraid to open their mouth. Sheriff of Monroe County is afraid to open his mouth for me because you know the public employee payroll's in there. How much you paid Michael Rabbit? Do you, Michael Rabbit, make more than six figures? How much you pay Kathleen Miller? When you go to your bank, Kathleen Miller, what do you think you're withdrawing? It's taxpayer dollars in your bank. When you go to your bank, today, do you think that's a charitable donation? That's taxpayer dollars. When you go to your bank, S.L. Birdie, do you think that Tom Golisano donated to your bank account? That's taxpayer dollars. What are you paid at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? I hope you continue to refuse. I'm going to start to come to Todd Baxter's events, and I'm going to have this in my hand. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to say my name's Chris Chachis. I've been managing your public employee payroll. And this is an envelope. That's one of those demands, and you're afraid to open it. I hope there are people around when I tell him he's afraid to open his mail. And then I hope that he goes to civic events and he's giving a speech and takes questions, because I'm going to go and ask him a question. I hope there's a microphone with 300 people in the room, and I'm going to tell him he's afraid to open his mail. I'm going to hold this up. All contacts are conducted with courtesy and compassion. All contacts, is that right? Is Deputy Savino being this close to my face in my living room for telling Nancy Dooley to fuck off? Courtesy and compassion? Courtesy and compassion. How is it a crime to walk outside, be outside for 30 seconds, say they're on land, and walk back in my house? How is that a crime, Sheriff Todd Baxter? Was it courtesy and compassion when I'm standing on my lawn in handcuffs as an innocent man? What would you think if Kevin Baxter went to the gym and Kevin Baxter is on the bench press and he finishes the second set of 10, and Kevin Baxter is about to do the third set of 10, and up walks Kevin Baxter is Jermaine Benman. And Jermaine Benman is a bald-headed psychopath. And Jermaine Benman tells Kevin Baxter to get off the machine by motioning with his hand. And then Kevin Baxter says, I'll be 30 seconds. And then Jermaine Benman stands over Kevin Baxter. He straddles him. And then he punches downward, and Kevin Baxter's head snaps back violently. And then Jermaine Benman, this bald-headed fuck, walks away. This criminal. What would you think about if that happened to Kevin Baxter? What would your wife think about that assault happening to Kevin Baxter? And then a witness calls the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, and Kevin Baxter goes outside after Andrew Reale arrives. What is Andrew Reale paid? And Andrew Reale tells Kevin Baxter to sit in the back seat of his Monroe County Sheriff's Office. He doesn't even ask what happened. And he's talking to Jermaine Benman out front. Kevin Baxter's in the back seat of a Monroe County Sheriff vehicle. And then Andrew Reale marches Jermaine Benman around to the side of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office vehicle. And Kevin Baxter looks to his left like this as Jermaine Benman stands next to Andrew Reale. And then Jermaine Benman says to Kevin Baxter, I want to press charges against you. And that is how your son, Kevin Baxter, is charged with harassment second, sitting in the back seat of a Monroe County Sheriff Office vehicle. Who is Kevin Baxter harassing, sitting in the back seat of a Monroe County Sheriff Office vehicle? Todd, I have here your official photograph. It's right here. And I must note for you that you don't have any hair on your head. You're bald. So I'm going to help you out to achieve a new look. Okay, Todd? Todd, you need to try to avoid hanging upside down by your heels from a wire near a gas station on Penfield Road with your mistress. Because that could be bad news for the Monroe County Sheriff's Office if you're hanging upside down on a wire by your heels alongside your mistress. So do everything possible to avoid that. Okay, Todd, baby? Now, Todd, I have here a Garnier Fructus style power hairspray from an... Oh, pardon me, Todd. I know you're a fanatic in a freak show for power, but you don't have any hair, so I won't make that mistake again, Todd. I'm really sorry, that I made that mistake. So, Todd, we have here Garnier Fructus style with fruit micro waxes, super stiff gel, intense structure and hold, ultra strong for the hair. Oh, I'm sorry, Todd. I was saying you should use this Garnier Fructus style, and but you don't have any hair here on your head, so I don't know why I was making that mistake. I won't make that mistake again. I promise, Todd. I promise that I won't. So, Todd, here we have L'Oreal Paris line Studio Clean Gel, clean feel without buildup, strong hold for the hair. Oh, I'm sorry, Todd. I don't know why I keep making that mistake. Because you don't have any hair here. You see, there's nothing going on there on your bald head. So I won't make that mistake again, Todd. I promise. So, Todd, here we have Axe Clean Cut Look Pomade. And this is really quite a sensational product. And it says here, on the back, I'm going to have to read this in the fine print, Todd. I'll have to read to show it to you here. It's a clean, polished look for the hair. Oh, I'm sorry, Todd. I don't know why I'm making that mistake because you don't have any hair. How's it going hanging upside down by that wire at that gasoline station on Penfield Road with your mistress? You having fun doing that? You having a good time? So, Todd, I won't make that mistake, again about your bald head here. I promise, So, Todd, you got right here Garnier Fructus Sleek and Shine Anti-Frizz Serum. It's for, it notes what type of hair this is here. It's frizzy, dry, unmanageable hair. Oh, I'm sorry, Ty. I made that mistake again, Ty. You see, because you got nothing going on here. And when you're hanging upside down by a wire on Penfield Road near a gas station with your mistress, maybe you get some blood flow into your hair there, Todd. Now, Todd, I'm very concerned about what's going on at Jonestown here, and here you are, right here at the microphone. And the reason why your disgusting, vile, repulsive employees behave in such a way is they're drinking this product right here. And I'm going to tell you about your disgusting, vile, repulsive employees and why that language is appropriate. I don't exaggerate when I use that language. Disgusting, vile, repulsive. It's not an exaggeration. And I choose my language carefully. This is my little guy. People love their dogs. As a fact of life. Tens of millions of people love their dogs because that's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to love your dog. Your dog's a family member. So, in 2012, I lived in Webster. And went to Lollipop Farm Humane Society to adopt a dog. And Laura and I were interviewed. My girlfriend, Laura, beautiful, perfect Laura, who I've known for 30 years. And you know what she will confirm, Todd? When someone's known you for 30 years? Tell her what your reality is. Harassment second. I've never harassed anyone in my life. Every single person who's ever met me will confirm that fact. And this ticket, Todd Baxter, has my name on it, harassment second. Who am I harassing, Todd Baxter? If I'm harassing someone as a victim, I told Laura about this, what happened to me, she cried. So we go to Lollipop, we're approved, we take him home. We lived in Webster. Then we moved here to Penfield. 4,000 times I've been over here when my head is motioning. This land that has no ownership. And one day, the back window flies open from the Shah law firm. I'm going to tell you, with your wit, with Nayraj and Layla Kumar Shah. These are parasites. Layla Kumar Shah is a parasite. Nayraj Shah is a parasite. And you're a parasite because you're empowering these parasites to destroy my life, character, integrity. I walk my dog the same way I have every day for 7 years. Back window from the Shah law firm flies open. This woman is screaming at me. I take my little guy in, I walk over there. Someone's screaming at me, and there needs to have some kind of dialogue, especially when I don't know why she's screaming at me. And I open the door and I walk in. And there she is, this overweight woman, and she refuses to talk to me. And Layla Kumar and Nayraj Shah, there too, and they refuse to talk to me. I leave immediately. They already called animal control, and animal control is on their way to my house with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to seize my dog. And there's a pounding on my door. You pound on my door. That's how you get here. You pound it. I open the door and there's this vicious confrontation. I say, you have to kill me to take my dog from me. You are so completely alienated from how people live their lives, and your employees are so completely alienated from how people live their lives. You just think that a dog owner is going to surrender a dog because you demand it. How is it a crime, Todd Baxter, to walk outside, stand here for 30 seconds, say they don't own that land, and walk back in my house? How is it a crime to get your 6 public employees to my residence with me standing on my front lawn in handcuffs just for being out here for 30 seconds? How is it a crime for me to be guilty of harassment second when I'm sitting in the back seat of your Monroe County Sheriff Office vehicle? I have never committed a crime.